Warrior Marketers here, and in this short video I wanted to talk about how to get leads from your website. A website or blog is an essential business tool, and it's one that every business uses differently. However, there is one thing that every business wants to accomplish with its website, and that is leveraging it to create more growth and by increasing leads, sales and revenue. Luckily, there are several ways to do this, and they are quick and easy to do. However, before you get started, you need to determine your current state of lead generation so you can track your success and determine the areas where you need most improvement. The first thing you can do is to work out where most of your online traffic is actually coming from. These sources can include email marketing. Any decent autoresponder will allow you to track clicks to your website when your prospects are reading, opening and clicking on links in your emails. Social media. You may be getting traffic from people who engage in a campaign through one of your social media profiles. This could be free or paid, although paid traffic is easier to track. And blog posts. You may be getting some good organic traffic from your highest performing blog posts. So here are 6 ways that you can get leads from your website starting today. 1. Add lead generation forms to the posts pages that get the most traffic. So have you done your audit? Now you know where your traffic is coming from and your best performing posts. You can add opt-in forms to your most popular blog posts. This could be offering a free report or ebook, but it must be related to the content that they are interested in. These can take many forms, such as a sign-up form on the side of or top of the page, a form that slides in at a certain point in time, a pop-up or light box, and they can also be triggered by exit intent if a reader goes to leave the page. There are numerous tools that can add opt-in forms to your website, but my 2 favourite tools are Thrive Leads and Conversion Gorilla. So I'm going to quickly show you those now. Okay, so I've logged into the back end of one of my blogs, and this is the Thrive Leads dashboard. I've reset all my stats, so I do that on a weekly basis, just so I can see and track my leads on a weekly basis. Thrive Leads has a number of options that you can use. They've got lead groups, short codes, which are really quite useful and handy, Thrive boxes and sign up segues. I'm not going to go into all of these now because this is not a demo of Thrive Leads. It's just one of the tools that I use to create opt-in forms for my particular blog. I'm just doing this to show you how versatile it is. So I've got a lead group here called Conversion Boost. So let's just open up the settings. So if I go into display settings here, this is how you display how or when the pop-up or the form will show on your particular page. So you can have it set for the front page, all posts, all pages, etc., or categories, which is what I'm using. And you can use actual categories that you've created on your particular blog, or tags. And I'm using a particular tag. I'm using a tag called Conversion Checklist. So every post that has the tag Conversion Checklist on it, this particular Conversion Boost Checklist opt-in form will display. So I'll quickly show you that now. But first I'll show that this is actually a widget. And there are different options. Again, there's different types of opt-in forms that you can use. In this particular instance I've used a widget because I've got it on the side of my actual web page. And you can actually go in here and edit the widget, the actual form itself. And here it displays immediately on the page load. If I want to actually edit the design of the particular form, you just open it up in another tab. Okay, and this is the actual form that is going to show on the side of my particular pages that I've got that Conversion Boost Checklist tag attached to it. Okay, so, and it's very easy to add a widget to a page. I'll quickly show you that now. So if you go into Appearance, Widgets, and I've got a tab open already, and I've got a Thrive Leads widget tab here, and you can see I've got various lead groups, and Conversion Boost Checklist is the one that we're actually talking about at the moment. And if I go to a blog post that actually has that tag, the Conversion Boost Checklist tag attached to it, you will see on the sidebar this widget here, which is the Thrive Leads widget for them to opt in. Okay, that's Thrive Leads, very quick. And don't worry, I will put links to all these tools that I'm using below this particular video. Okay, the next one I use is Conversion Gorilla, and Conversion Gorilla is a way to put bars across the top of your blog or website. And it's so quick and simple to use. This is why I love this one. Thrive Leads gives you more options. This is just quick and simple, and I just love how easy it is. So let's stick with the Conversion Boost, and let's go into Edit. And it's so easy to actually build these bars. So the appearance here, you can change the bar color. You've got various settings here. You can have it on at the top of the page or the bottom of the page. You can trigger instantly or after a certain amount of seconds, on exit intent, or after they've scrolled a certain percentage down the actual blog post. You can add countdown timers. You can obviously change the button, the opt-in appearance. So you actually have the text. So this is what you actually see after they've clicked on the actual button on the bar itself for the opt-in form. You have opt-in settings here, so you can use, I'm using custom code, but you can use code for all sorts of autoresponders. And I've got the pro version, so you can actually remove branding, and you can actually show this bar over third-party sites, which is fantastic. So this is what it will look like on the actual web page. So let's just cancel out of there. And if I go back to that blog post that I showed you a second ago, you'll notice that this is the actual bar here. And I've set it to have the little button wobble, and you just click on there, and there's your opt-in form. Okay, quick and simple, and it's so easy to do. And once you've actually built this bar, all you do is you go to here, you get the code. So this is a code here, so you'll just copy and paste this code into your web page, and I'll show you how to do that very quickly. I have a WordPress plugin called Headings and Footers, and it makes it really easy to add code. So if I go back to Conversion Gorilla here, you get this code though, so you just get this. I can see it's 2408 here. I go back to my page here, and you can specify exactly what you want, what post you want on the whole site, specific post pages, categories, etc. I've obviously picked certain posts here, and the snippet code is where you put the code from Conversion Gorilla. And as you can see, it's 2408, the same as the code here. And that's how you add a Conversion Gorilla bar to a blog post. Quick and simple, really is. I love Conversion Gorilla. So on to method number 2, make a newsletter sign up. So as well as opt-in forms that lead to landing pages or squeeze pages or sales pages, you can also have a form to sign up just for updates on your blog as a newsletter style format. And again, I would use a Thrive Leads widget to place a sign up form on the side of the page, the same as what I did for the blog post that I showed you a minute ago. So this way, although someone may not want an ebook or a report, they may be interested in the stuff that you post, so they may sign up just to be kept in the loop with new articles that you post. So it's definitely worth thinking about this particular option as well. Method number 3 is to offer content upgrades. A content upgrade, if you don't know, is where you can offer the reader something in return for consuming the blog post that they are reading. This could be as simple as offering a PDF version of the post so they can also download it for reading later. And this works really well with longer posts. But it could also be a checklist or an audio or video version of the post too. The key is that it must be entirely congruent with the post that they are reading. There are a couple of tools that you can use to create mini PDFs of your blog posts, and the best two that I found are Designer and Scribble. But you don't need them, as you can also do it in Microsoft Word. The softwares will give you some styling options to make your reports more stylish and sexy, if that's really what you want. And this does help you to stand out from others who are just offering standard PDF reports. I'll quickly show you Designer and Scribble now. Okay, this is me inside my Scribble dashboard, and let's just click on one of these to edit it, show you the editor. Okay, the document's loaded, and it's a standard WYSIWYG editor, so I can change any of this. And this is actually what I pulled in from a blog post that I wrote before. It generates an automatic table of contents. The one thing I will say about the table of contents, it's fine, but it will need editing and it's not clickable. So if you're creating ebooks out of this, it will not create a clickable table of contents, and there's no way of doing any internal linking. So that's something that you really need to consider if you want to be using Scribble to make these posts. It's very simple to use. You can just change all sorts of stuff. It pulls in all the images from your blog posts, and you can resize them if you so wish. Make them smaller, bigger. So it's pretty easy to use. I just find it a bit frustrating. Sometimes moving text around if it's not quite right can be a bit frustrating. I also like to change the headers, and the header that I have is better than this one, and it's difficult to change them. And also you can't remove the page numbering. Now normally when I create a blog post or an ebook, I have a footer with a link. You can't do that here because there's no way of actually removing this page numbering, which is again a bit annoying, but it works, and it does produce pretty decent looking blog posts, ebooks from blog posts. So it's certainly something that it's worth considering if you want to have it looking a bit more stylish and sexy. And there are options to do this. You can create it from blog posts, from a URL. You can actually also create it from scratch, so you can actually just edit. You can start an ebook from scratch. You can also copy and paste from Word documents or text documents. So it's pretty good, but in all honesty, I actually prefer Word. Now onto Designer. Now Scribble is actually quite new. It's only been around for a few weeks as of recording this video. Designer itself, Designer has been around for a lot longer, so it's a bit more robust. The editor is more user-friendly in my honest opinion. Let's open it up now. It's just easier to use. It looks better, and moving text around is really easy as that. Just dragging and dropping it. Again, you can. I actually think that this looks better. I've actually put a background image on the back of these pages just again and make it look a bit more sexy. But here, this is the sort of footer that I like to use, a footer with my link back to my website, a header with the actual blog post or ebook name itself. And I just find that between Designer and Scribble, Designer is just easier to use, and that may be because it's been around for a lot longer, so it's a bit more mature. And they're both very well supported from what I can see. Designer's been around for a couple of years now, and it's very well supported by Paul Clifford and the Designer team. Scribble, they have made updates. They're producing more training videos, so they seem to be open to feedback. And I think Scribble could become a really good tool. But at the moment, Designer is by far the better of the two. But to be honest, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I prefer Word. I can do everything that these two tools do in Word. But if you're going to get one of these two tools, I would suggest that you're probably better off with you're better off with Designer for now. However, there is another tool that you can use, and it's called PostGopher. And PostGopher is a very handy tool because the reader can fill in the details in an opt-in form directly within PostGopher, and it will automatically create the PDF and email the link to the reader when it's been generated. So let's quickly look at PostGopher now. So once you've installed PostGopher, you can set some basic settings in the PDF to make it look a bit like what you want. This is a downside to PostGopher. There's not much. You have no real control over how the PDF is going to look once it's been generated. But if you want a quick system where somebody can just click on a link, opt in, and say, yeah, I want that, then PostGopher is really handy because it will bring up an opt-in form there and then on the page, so it's all done together. Whereas with Designer and Scribble, you have to create the ebook or from scratch and then link it to Thrive Leads or Conversion Gorilla, whatever. PostGopher does it all for you. When you've actually installed PostGopher, you'll see now when you're editing a post, you get these options down the bottom. So you will see these options on your post. You can use default settings, yes or no, and this is because I have the Pro version where you can actually create a bit more styling. Autoresponder, you can link it to your autoresponder, so it will automatically add the prospect to a list. And obviously you have an editor here, yes or no. I'm not going to go through all these options. And then obviously you can do a PDF preview, so it will generate the PDF for you. And once it's finished, it will download a copy to your PC so you can have a look at it. I'm not going to wait for it to do that. And then when somebody opts in, they will get added to your list as well. And that's all done within PostGopher itself. And as you can see, it's now downloaded to my PC. Oh, and if you want to see how PostGopher works, this is the link here on the page, and you would just click it and you can just opt in here. Okay, brilliant. So that's PostGopher. Very handy tool. And again, I'll put all the links to these tools beneath this particular video. Okay, let's move on to step number 4. So 4 is always have a call to action. Every piece of content that you write should be designed with an end goal in mind. You should always be content marketing. Your content should always provide great value and be useful to the reader, and you should guide them to look for more information from you in the form of a free gift in exchange for their email address, or better still, in the form of a paid product or service. Once again, the key is congruency. If the offer is related to the content that they are consuming, and the content is useful to them, they are much more likely to take you up on your call to action. Use images to make your calls to action stand out. Use tools such as Canva or Usign to create an eye-catching image, and then you can use a ThriveLead shortcode to create a clickable image that will allow them to opt in. Method number 5, create an About Me page. One of the most widely visited pages on any website is the About Me page. A good About Me page shouldn't just be a few words about who you are, but rather a mission statement and a subtle marketing message that garners authority and trust. When done right, this can have an indirect effect on your opt-in rate because people will have an idea about who you are, what you stand for, and are more likely to trust you and accept what you say. This is probably one of the most overlooked pages on most websites, but taking a little time to craft a good About Me page can really pay off, so it is really worth the effort. And finally, method number 6 is to make your site mobile friendly. Did you know that over 3/4 of all Americans aged 18 and over now own a smartphone, and nearly 20% of smartphone owners use their mobile devices exclusively to access the internet? And outside the US, the figures may be even higher, so this is a huge potential source of traffic. By making your website mobile friendly, you'll capture leads from the lucrative and ever-growing mobile internet user market, and it is only going to get bigger, so it pays to get in now. It's also alleged that Google penalises sites that aren't mobile friendly, so it's definitely something to consider. Okay, there are 6 ways that you can use to get more leads from your website. While there's no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to boosting website lead generation, by implementing these 6 simple tips, you can transform a potentially underperforming site into a strong lead generating machine for your business. Okay, that's it for this video today. I hope you found the video useful. Please like and leave a comment about anything that you're using to produce leads on your particular business for your website. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more hints and tips to make your business more successful. And wherever you are in the world, have a great day.